Welcome everyone. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. It's been close to 2 months since the results of the elections to the Municipal Corporation of Delhi were announced, but the national capital continues to be without a mayor. There have been 3 attempts now at holding an election for the mayor, and all of them have ended in ugly clashes between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. Remember, the MCD has been without political leadership for the past 8 months, resulting in the civic body not taking any policy decisions. Delhi mayor elections were called off for the 3rd time today. Proceedings in the House were disrupted as Aam Aadmi Party members once again created a ruckus over voting rights for the aldermen. The bone of contention is whether the aldermen can vote or not. But as we've been asking in the past too, should any disagreement over proceedings result in the kind of scenes we are witnessing? Is thuggery the way to deal with this, or legal action? Both sides, the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, now claim the other side is stalling the elections. Exactly who is scared of going ahead with the process? We'll take that question to our guests in just a bit. First up, as the battle for the mayor continues, claims and counterclaims are flying thick and fast. Let me break those down for you. The Aam Aadmi Party has attacked the BJP and sought a ban on the aldermen, saying that they are not entitled to vote in the mayor election. The BJP has hit back at the Aam Aadmi Party, saying the court has allowed aldermen to vote. I'll clarify this in just a bit. Aam Aadmi Party has also alleged that the LG has chosen BJP workers as aldermen, so they are more inclined to vote for the BJP, something they are not really willing to let slide. The BJP has lined the Aam Aadmi Party, saying that if they have the majority, then why are they afraid of letting these elections take place? I will explain that too in just a bit. The Aam Aadmi Party also accused the BJP of trying to poach councillors. This is a long-standing charge they've been making, frankly, even before the MCD House was convened. And the BJP also, surprisingly, has now accused the Aam Aadmi Party of trying to poach their people. The party said that they are taking the help. The Aam Aadmi Party is also trying to take the help of 2 convicted MLAs to win these mayor polls. So let's take a look at the MCD in numbers. Why is this situation what it is? But really, does it need to be what it is? So the Aam Aadmi Party, in a house of 274, has 150 votes. Whichever way you look at it, they're very comfortably placed. The BJP has 112, Congress has 9, which is choosing to abstain. The others have 3. So the total strength is 274. Even if, and I'm saying that as a rider, even if the 10 aldermen who have been nominated by the LG vote, and we assume that they will all vote for the BJP as is the charge by the Aam Aadmi Party, the latter is still very much with a clear upper hand. As far as the bone of contention on the alderman itself is concerned, here is what the situation is and why there is a massive difference of opinion on whether they can vote or not. So the MCD Act, which obviously governs all of these proceedings, very clearly says that the aldermen do not have the right to vote in corporation meetings. But what has happened is that since obviously the MCD Act, which is an old one, it has been revised periodically, in 2015, the Delhi High Court had ruled that the aldermen can vote as members of the ward committees. Now, the BJP believes this gives them the go-ahead for aldermen to also vote as far as the MCD mayor elections are concerned. Whether that position is right or not, frankly, at this stage, nobody is discussing that alone. What they're discussing or not discussing is whether this proceeding can go on and who's exactly stalling it. So that's the big focus today. First up on Plain Speak, in this AAP versus BJP battle, exactly who is guilty of stalling the Delhi mayor elections.
हमारी गिनती तो 121 बनती है, आपकी तो 151 बनती है, तो 121 वाले से 151 वाला चुनाव लड़ने से क्यों डर पाएगी?
मेयर का चुनाव नहीं होने दे रही है भारतीय जनता पार्टी। आज 7 दिसंबर को सीधे सबको पता है कि इनको 104 सीटें मिली, आम आदमी पार्टी को 134 सीटें मिली, यानी कि जनता का मैंडेट साफ है।
9 भारतीय जनता पार्टी के काउंसलर्स को अप्रोच किया गया और कहा गया कि उन्हें कभी पद का लालच, कभी पोजीशन का लालच और कभी पैसों का लालच देने का प्रयास किया गया।
दादागिरी से आप गुंडागर्दी से देश को चलाएंगे, इस प्रकार से आप कहीं भी हार जाएंगे फिर आप नेता ही नहीं चुनने देंगे।
Let's go across to the guests joining us. Anuja Kapoor from the BJP, Dr. Anika Mehrotra from the Congress, Siddharth Sharma is joining us from the Aam Aadmi Party. I'm also joined by Umesh Sehgal, former Chief Secretary in Delhi, and Ashwani Dubey, who's a Supreme Court advocate. Because remember, this is more a legal question. I'm not sure why it should descend into the kind of chaos. And that's a central question we continue to ask. Which side is right or wrong is not really something that can be decided in the manner it is being decided. And in the process, the attempt to elect a mayor is being derailed. So let me take that question first to Siddharth, who's joining us from the Aam Aadmi Party. Because Siddharth, you know, traditionally, if you look at the last two times, even today, the allegation has been it is predominantly the Aam Aadmi Party members who are disrupting the House. They are not letting the House to function. Today, I know that the Aam Aadmi Party claims that actually the BJP is afraid of holding these elections. But if you look at all the visuals in conjunction, from the first attempt to the third attempt, it looks like you are not letting the process take place.
Shivani, it's a fallacy because if it's not about Aam Aadmi Party, any party which has 151 voters in the House, why wouldn't it like to have mayor? Because it's beyond comprehension, it's counterintuitive. So Aam Aadmi Party has 151 voters in the House. It's very clear, the media, including your channel, have shown repeatedly that Aam Aadmi Party corporators have been sitting very quietly in the House. The problem is with the BJP today. Just like when they could not get out in cricketing terms, when they understood that it will be very difficult for them to get Sir Don Bradman out, they resorted to bodyline bowling in 1932-33. So that if you cannot get get them retired hurt. So in cricketing terminology, the bodyline bowling that was used by Douglas Jardine in 1932-33, the same tactics is being used by BJP today.
But can I just remind you, Siddharth, can I just remind you, the Aam Aadmi Party seems to have changed their tack, because I remember very clearly, and I've been following this very clearly, I've been debating this since the day one as well. You remember the first time the House convened? It was very clear the ruckus was started, initiated, sustained by the Aam Aadmi Party.
Shivani, this is the third time, and all the three times it was the BJP which did it. And speaking about today, the moot question here is that according to the rules of the House, before a mayor is elected, the chairperson is going to be the senior most corporator, and the senior, the new elected chairperson get into that chair. And that chairperson belongs to the BJP because she is the most senior most, Satya Sharma ji. So if Satya Sharma ji has just one task at her disposal, according to the constitution, that as a pro tem speaker, as the chairperson, to get a new mayor elected, the new chair of the House elected, why doesn't she do that? Now, why it is happening is that BJP is very afraid of losing the power in MCD, because once the mayor is elected, the House starts sitting and it starts debating and delivering on the promises of the House. The
fair enough. The BJP obviously is going to try what they're going to try. They're obviously not going to digest the loss in the MCD elections, whatever the results have been. I'm not going into that. But I'm saying you look at the sequence of events. And as I said, I've followed it. I have debated it. I'm going by what Aam Aadmi Party and BJP spokespersons were saying on my show after the last two attempts too. And it was clear that the Aam Aadmi Party did not want to allow the process to take place on various issues. Whether it is the chairperson itself, whether it is the alderman, whether it is the right to vote for the alderman. Allow the process to take place, and then you can, challenge if you don't think that the process has been done appropriately. But let me bring in Anuja Kapoor at this stage as well. Anuja, today the tables have been turned. The Aam Aadmi Party is saying very clearly, we are not afraid, we are not scared, we are comfortably in a position of majority, as much as you can say, given the system of how the mayor is elected. It's the BJP which is unwilling to accept that they are not going to have a BJP mayor.
So, Shivani, before I speak, I would like the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson to be quiet as I'm listening to him. And if he's afraid, he will speak in doing. So till then, be quiet until unless you're not afraid. So what happens is the fairness of the election is not. See. So the fairness of the election.
You are supposed to make your
Siddharth,
statements. I did not take your name, Anuja.
Siddharth, I gave you
see.
appropriate time. You spoke singularly. Now let Anuja come in. You counter after that. Siddharth. Anuja has baited you to interrupt her. You are doing exactly what she baited you for. But let her put her points, then you counter her. Anuja.
Exactly. I will.
Yeah. Okay. So now I come back to the main point. Now the problem with Aam Aadmi Party is that they are afraid BJP. I don't know why. So that is why they have two candidates for mayor and for deputy mayor. They have two MLAs who are convicted, asking them to vote. Now they also came across to BJP councillors, the 9 of the councillors, and asking them to vote. And they are ready to give them 1 crore. The way they have given 50 lakhs to 1 crore to 50 to 55. They're people who became the parshad, who became the councillors. And now, in that position, when the councillors ask the money back because they have won it, now there is the problem. So it is not the BJP, it is them. Now, if they were so much entitled to take all of this issue and they were so concerned, they went to Supreme Court, but then they withdrew their petition from there too. Now they again say that we will go to Supreme Court. So the problem where they stand is they also do not respect the presiding officer. They do not respect the chair. Now the chair itself says that please go outside to 2 MLA, Sanjeev Jha and Akhilesh Tripathi, that convicted members will not be able to vote. Now, where we talk about aldermen, the aldermen already have a right, and we have already discussed it at the last when I sat with you, that in 2016, there was this petition, and Anika ji is sitting
is there.
In her petition in 2015, she has spoken about it, and there is where it is talking about that the aldermen can vote. Now, when the aldermen can vote not only in zone, they can also vote in the mayor. This kind of a situation we have never seen. As we have been elected for 15 years in the MCD, Congress was there. We have never seen this kind of a stupidity, and we have been there throughout. And now, the minute Aam Aadmi Party comes in, there is a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Now we also see
One second. Okay, Anuja, hold your breath. I remember very clearly the Aam Aadmi Party was objecting to the alderman vote, and last time around when I debated this, Atishi even said very clearly that we will not allow the hijacking of the constitution or the murder of democracy, whichever phrase you want to use, because if the aldermen are allowed to vote, then that's what they constitute. They believe that they shouldn't be allowed to vote. But that cannot be a pretext, that the process is not right, cannot be a pretext. I'm sorry to say, for the public watching, for this kind of hooliganism and thuggery going on in the MCD house. That's my central point. For heaven's sake, think about the people who've elected whoever the councillors are from whatever party and what job they were elected for. But Dr. Anika is with us. Anika ji, it was your petition which had that Delhi court judgment which said that the councillors can vote. The aldermen, the nominated members can vote in the ward committees. What is the Congress's position? Do you believe that it is right for the aldermen to then vote for the mayor election as well? You're very conveniently sitting out of this election, but still you must clear your position.
It is not the question of conveniently sitting outside. The point is, you rightly began your show by saying that it started off with Aam Aadmi Party, coming to the well and disrupting the house, and rightly followed by BJP. So Shivani ji is actually unwanted and unnecessary situation, unnecessary chaos. She's right. When Sheila ji was in power and BJP MCD was with BJP's hand, Sheila ji always coordinated because she wanted the people of Delhi not to lose on their work or their right that they have in the MCD. Now, having said that, in terms of the case that I approached the court, that time the mayor's election had already been completed. So our prayer was that at least whatever is left, at least in the ward committees, we should be allowed to vote. So what I remember very clearly of petition is that we were allowed to vote in the ward committees.
Yes.
Because by then the mayor election had already completed.
But does that extend to the mayor election? Does that extend to the mayor election? I'll get a couple of my experts in as well.
Yeah, I have my doubts. I really can't say on that, ma'am. I'm sorry to say. But yes, ward committees, authentically, I voted. So I can say that, yes, we got the right to vote.
Okay, Siddharth, come in here. Now, your bone of contention is that the alderman cannot vote. Now, let's say there is a legal lacuna as far as this position is concerned. What should be the right way to take this forward? Surely not pushing and shoving in the MCD house.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. We've never seen such precedent ever. So that's why the question arises. What is the gimmicks for? Why is it being troubled? One says very confidently, we have the power, we have the numbers. Then why hesitate?
No, the Aam Aadmi Party has clearly changed its tack. Because like I repeat, at the cost of repeating, on my show they have said that they have a problem with the aldermen voting and they were clearly seen disrupting the process. Then the questions arose on them that you have clear majority, even if the aldermen vote and all of them vote for the BJP. What are you so afraid of? They were also the first ones to mount the charge that the BJP is trying to buy their councillors. And of course, that doesn't fly without proof or beyond a certain point. But Monica ji, just hold your breath. I want to take a clear answer from Siddharth, from the Aam Aadmi Party. Let's say there is a legal disagreement on whether the alderman can vote or not. You have a different position, others have a different position. Why not fight that legally separately, but allow the house to function?
Shivani, BJP has come a very long way from Atal Bihari Vajpayee's BJP, which walked out of the Lok Sabha just with one vote shortage. The BJP is also running away from Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah's party, which goes ahead and fights election with all its guts. So today BJP is basically running away from elections. Now, as aldermen are concerned, very clearly, it was nice of Anuja to have very clearly said they want the aldermen to vote. Now, the point is, when in a Lok Sabha, voting is happening, other than the MP sitting in the house, there is a lot of staff and other people also sitting within the Lok Sabha. So, isn't it? But all those people do not vote in the Lok Sabha.
No. Staff cannot be compared to nominated members. Siddharth, come on. Let's not insult our intelligence. Come on. Let's not insult our intelligence. You answer my clear question. Let's say you disagree that the aldermen cannot vote. I mentioned at the start of the show the MCD Act does not allow for them to be voting. I mentioned that. Let's say there's a legal difference of opinion here. What is the right way to deal with it?
Yeah, Shivani, there's no need to be very patronizing on this program, because in CNN's viewers are also intelligent enough to understand what I am saying. The simple point is, aldermen are not elected within the well of the house. A person who is not elected, can he vote in the Lok Sabha, in the Vidhan Sabha? If they cannot vote within the Lok Sabha and the Vidhan Sabha, how come they can vote in the MCD? That's a very simple question. That's a
Miss Onika wants to answer.
Now, the point is...
No, let Miss Onika respond to you.
And
Sir, even the nomenclature was changed that the elected nominated councillors can be served as councillors
from being
also.
Atal Bihari Vajpayee's BJP,
Even standing committee, the permission was granted. Mayor, I'm sure it was not there, but for standing committee
long
was
way
there.
from being Mr.
Why don't you go and
Shah,
challenge the order, sir?
which is running away from
Challenge
an
the order
election.
that I won.
BJP should not run away from an election. It should have an
I won
election.
a case and I was allowed to vote. Why don't you go and challenge that? Simple as that. If you think what right I got in 2015-16, if that was wrong, it was not as per the act, why don't you go and challenge and remove it completely? You can challenge it off. But that was very categorically said, sir, that the aldermen can be also called as councillors. So we use the term as councillor for ourselves. We removed the word aldermen also in our cards. We were termed as councillors, A. B, we were allowed to vote in the ward committees because then the election was already over. Now, how it is being now manipulated or conceived as, that is only the view of the judiciary to look into it. So go to the court and find a way out. Why are you disturbing the proceeding of the house? As simple as that, sir. Because the number game is troubling you. If the aldermen vote, you are in trouble, sir.
Even Mr. Barack Obama is today called as the President of the United States.
Barack
But he is an
Obama, come to
ex-president.
India, sir. Come to India. Sort out your problems here in Delhi.
In India,
You have multiple departments. You have problems to running the Delhi. You are not in confined to the LG. You are always saying, "Kaun LG, kaisa LG?" Please have some respect for the constant post.
MLA
Why don't you
who is not
collaborate with
elected by
LG?
the House,
Sit
cannot
down
vote
and
in the
get
House.
your heads
How
racking.
can the alderman voting? The member is
Okay. I take your point, Siddharth. I take your point. I am saying that yes, The question that you're raising on the aldermen, going by precedents, going by the MCD Act, is a valid question. But there is a Delhi High Court judgment. You must respect it. And you must go legally in this. This is a legal point of discussion now. But let me bring in our two experts as well. OP Sehgal, very quickly, I want to come to you. What we are witnessing is almost, I think it is unprecedented. Regardless of which party was in power at the MCD and at the Delhi government level, we've not seen this play out. Now it has happened for the third time. You know, those elected, those in power, now the Aam Aadmi Party that has majority at both government level and the MCD level, you know, some sense has to come down. We cannot have this just go on.
Well, it can only come down if all of them agree to bring it down. If they keep on fighting there, this is what is going to happen. Now, the mayor candidate of the Aam Aadmi Party had approached the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court heard them, and then they withdrew the case. When they withdrew the case, they asked for permission that after the mayor election, can they come back to the Supreme Court? That was permitted. Now, the point is that after the mayor election. Now, here what has happened is the election has not taken place. But a decision apparently, I don't know, I've gone by the press reports, one doesn't know what happened, that the presiding officer has decided that aldermen will be allowed to vote.
Yes.
Now, that decision can be challenged. And I think the Aam Aadmi Party proposes to challenge that decision. Now, that after they challenge that decision, a proper legal this thing will come. Now, I have not seen any provision in the MCD Act which bars aldermen from voting. But there is a provision in the Constitution which is a general provision, not a provision specifically for Delhi or anything, which says that nominated people will not be allowed to vote. Now, that's a constitutional issue. I would not consider myself competent to comment on it. And since the matter is pending, I think the better course of action would have been, I mean, I'm not advising the political parties how they should behave. Maybe this is a better course of action from the point of view of one party, that at this stage we should approach the court. Now, if they are going to approach the court, so be it, because the decision will come and the matter will then close.
Exactly.
And the final election will take place. But even after the decision comes, if there is still ruckus and this sort of nonsense goes on, then what will happen? Again, there will be chaos, and we will make the corporation the laughing stock of the whole country. I don't think it is good advertisement for the capital.
Let me take that.
Especially for people elected by us. It is not a good advertisement, and I think this should stop.
Yeah, can I just bring in Anuja Kapoor one more time before I go to Aam Aadmi Party representative? Anuja Kapoor, today the specific charge by the Aam Aadmi Party is that actually you are worried. And the numbers actually support that contention than the contention that the Aam Aadmi Party is worried, although I've seen this play out and they were indeed stalling it. But today, they're saying we're willing to have this election.
Shivani, you know, what was their tweet? You know, it is a very sad tweet, and where they have spoken it. So listen to the tweet and you can understand the psychology of Aam Aadmi Party. Saurabh Bhardwaj, he says that आज एल्डरमैन कल एलजी और परसों मरे हुए पार्षदों का भी वोट डलवा दे. Do you see what kind of a language it is coming up? And from this, do you think BJP is anywhere in between and they look that we are scared or not scared? Why we would be scared? When we are not, we are less than majority. 25 votes, we are less than majority. Our total is 150. Their total is 150. 12, more than majority. Sensible or not? I don't understand the
because you don't want to let the Aam Aadmi Party get the mayor. No, the problem here is you don't want to let the Aam Aadmi Party get its mayor.
Why would we not? Why would we not allow them to have the mayor? Why would we do that? The mayors are being chosen by the MLAs, the MPs, the aldermen, and the councillors, and that is the whole thing. So they let them do it, and the mayor will be there. The deputy mayor will be there. By putting two candidates to their mayor, to deputy mayor, how will this thing go? And then you are asking, Shivani, this is a valid question. Can you ask the two MLAs, Sanjeev Jain, Akhilesh Tripathi, who are convicted members, cast a vote? Do you think this is right? I mean, we are challenging this.
No, you should challenge it.
They are bringing, this is the third time. At the first, they had a problem with the nominated members, the elder members. Then, and the
Why
second
are you
time, now
having
they have no
mayor
problem
deputy
on
mayor
24th of
as
January.
well as the elements election together? Why are you having all the three elections together, ma'am? Why are you bringing changes one after the other, Anuja ji? That is also a question. You're each time bringing something or the other. If it's only
So you
a
don't
election,
want
so be it.
Onika
Then
ji.
get into the other thing. Why are you getting
Onika
the
ji,
other elections
Onika ji, don't
done?
you want?
So
Why?
that's the question.
Because this is what I'm asking you. On this MCD election happened on 4th of December last year. This is the third time we are planning. So do we want to have a mayor election or not? If it will go in the third way, and mayor and deputy mayor in the standing committee in one go, this should have been happened long time back.
Then the
Okay,
pro team
can I just bring in, I have final minutes left. Can I just bring in
Ashwini?
Ashwini Dubey, who's a lawyer? Ashwini Dubey, can you put this into perspective for us? Exactly what is the legal position here? Because it does seem that there is a difference of opinion and possibly a technical right difference of opinion after the Delhi High Court judgment on aldermen voting in ward committees.
Yes, Shivani, thank you very much for having me here.
Yes.
Shivani, if we talk about the constitution, because the Article 243R subclause 2, subclause 8 deals with the municipal council's elections. So the constitutional validity, if we talk about, then the nominated members of the municipal council do not have the ability to vote at council meetings. This is one, which is clear. Shivani, the second is composition of municipalities, which says that the persons nominated shall not have the right to vote in the meetings of the municipality. And what exactly is having the meeting? If it is the meeting, then the Article 243 bars. Now, there is a judgment of Karnataka High Court, recent judgment, decided by the Chief Justice Alok Arade and Justice S. Shetty. They said the elected members of the councils are chosen by the popular vote and carry with them the mandate of the people, whereas the nominated members of the council are appointed as councillor. And henceforth, Article 14, which talks about the right to equality, that if the nominated elected member has a right to vote, and therefore the nominated member too stands on the same footing have a right to vote, is not available, because, and it is also not violative to Article 14 of the Constitution of India. And therefore, this is a recent judgment. And the elected and nominated members cannot be claimed to belong to the same class.
Fair enough.
There is no argument that the distinction between elected and nominated members is illogical, arbitrary, and it lacks any rational.
So what is the impact that the Delhi High Court judgment have when they decided that yes, these nominated members can vote in ward committees? Does that extend to the mayor election?
No, the ward committee, voting in the ward committee, voting in the standing committee is different from the voting in the municipality election, which is taking place.
Okay.
Both have different footings, and that is what the Article 243 says.
No, so fair enough. Like I said, these arguments can be made in a court of law. This is not, the visuals that we're seeing for the third time is not how we can settle this. This will not settle the dispute. It cannot. Because two sides have these differing opinions, and this is a legal issue that has to be then sorted out. I hope the sense will prevail that those battles can be fought separately in a court of law while the process can go on, or come together and say we will not do it till it is settled outside of the MCD house. I've run out of time. I do thank all of our guests for joining us. Let's see what happens next in the national capital.